Welcome in our Every Angle Academy instruction video, Advanced Additional Tasks. In this video we will address the following topics: using the filter pane, about the marks of an angle, adding an angle to a dashboard, exporting an angle to Excel, exporting an angle to CSV, managing your personal settings. The total duration of the movie is about 14.5 minutes.
The start screen of every angle shows a filter pane at the left-hand side. For users with a viewing user profile, this pane typically shows the filter tags Angle, Dashboard, Validated, Starred, and the SAP system which the Every Angle server is connected, EA2_800 in this case. As shown before, these filter tags can be used to narrow down the list of angles to choose from. The filter pane will expand from the moment that you enter the search words in the search bar that match existing angles, or from the moment that you click on one of the processes of the business process bar. In our Every Angle system, the filter pane now shows the tag groups Angle Type, Angle Purpose, Region, and Validation Status. These tag groups and their filter tags are maintained by your system management. A power user can assign search labels to an angle. These search labels determine which filter tag will list the search angles. The initial 104 results are reduced to 92 results by ticking the filter tag Angle. When we then open the filter tag group Angle Purpose and tick the option Working Capital, then the list is reduced to 21 results. When I now type XS in the search bar, the list is reduced to 4 results. Let's execute the angle Too High Safety Stocks in Procurement. Now, what are we looking at? We are looking at the material on plant level object for objects that are not marked for deletion, created more than a month ago, externally procured, and for which the safety stock covers more than 100 working days of demand. This filter yields 8 results, represented in this chart. You may find various marks behind the name of an angle. Here you see the validation mark indicating that the angle has been validated for use, the Ask at Execution mark showing that the user will have to enter a filter value that will be used as a filter in the angle. You may, for example, be asked to enter a company code. The information logo. A click on the information logo will show you the angle help text, the technical background of the angle, the source object and the applied filters, the assigned search labels, and the available displays. The frame display is the default display for this angle. Clicking on the display logo will open the associated display. You can also see an angle warning mark. This indicates that fields may be missing in the angle, which can happen when an angle definition is copied from one Every Angle system to another. Normally, this is not something to worry about. You can always ask your key user to take the appropriate action to get rid of the angle warning. Every Angle also provides the users with easy-to-assemble dashboards. In Every Angle, a dashboard is a set of angles. Let me show you a dashboard. I click on the filter tag Dashboard, where I can find 13 dashboards. I will show My Customer Overview by clicking on it. This dashboard uses an Ask at Execution feature. Here, the standard settings is that the customer ID contains a substring 1000. You can change this using the Select Value box, with the plus sign to add the filter value, the minus sign to remove the filter value, or to clear the filter list. Click OK to execute the dashboard. This dashboard contains 3 chart displays and 1 list display, each of which is fed by an angle. The details of the underlying angles can be checked using the information logo. You can click on the drop-down arrow to maximize the display, to go to the underlying angle, or to remove the display from the dashboard. When the system administrator has given the proper rights, then a user can add the display of an angle to a dashboard. Let me show you how that works. I want to add the angle Dead Stocks in External Procurement to the My Customer Overview dashboard. I type dead in the search bar, and then I execute the dead stocks in external procurement angle, which shows me a nice gauge. Then I click on the Actions button to choose the option Add to Dashboard. The system presents me the choice to add it to a new dashboard or to add it to an existing dashboard. I tick the box Add to Existing Dashboard, and there I can select My Customer Overview. If I now click OK, then the system tells me that the display has been added to the dashboard. And I can click here to show the dashboard. And the dead stocks gauge is added to the dashboard. You can remove the display from the dashboard via the drop-down arrow, clicking the option Delete. The system asks whether you are really sure about it, and when you click OK, the view is removed from the dashboard. Every angle also provides the users with a possibility to export an angle to Excel or CSV. Let's look how that works with the angle dead stocks in external procurement that we just saw. Let's find the angle. I type dead in the search bar, and there it is. I execute the angle in the list form. And when it is executed, I can go to Actions and click the box Export to Excel. Here I can enter the number of records to download. In this case, I will choose All. I can add a summary sheet, which describes the angle and its filters. I can add a definition sheet, which will contain the help text of the fields that are downloaded. Let me tick that one too. I can change the name of the Excel file. And I can change the name of the sheet in which the data of the angle will be presented in the spreadsheet. Then click OK, and you will see the Excel sheet. Here it pops up in the lower left corner. Click on it to open it and see what has been produced. Here you see the summary sheet, the definition sheet, and the basic list, with the names of the fields at the top and the data in the rows. The Every Angle system also allows you to export an angle as a comma-separated value file. The Export to CSV window contains quite a number of options. Here you can alter the file name. Let's remove basic list. For the header line of the file, you can choose to have no headers, to use the headers of the display as field name, or to use the unique ID of the field as field name. Here you can see the differences. If you choose to have no headers, then the file will look like this. It only contains data records. If you choose to have the headers of the display as a field name, then the file will look like this. The header line now contains field names corresponding to the field names you see in the display. And if you choose to use a unique ID of the field name, then the file looks like this. If you are planning to use the CSV output as input for other applications, like a dashboard, and you want to use a header line, then we strongly advise that you use the ID in header option. The field name in the display header is language dependent, depending on the login language of the user. Here you can indicate whether or not you want to use a text qualifier in the left and right hand side of the field names, and the text qualifier is defined here. In the Use Text Qualifier box, you can indicate which of the fields will get a text qualifier on its right and left hand side. You can indicate that none of the fields gets text qualifiers, only string fields will get text qualifiers, all of the fields will get text qualifiers. The field delimiter is the character that separates the various fields in a record. The field delimiter character cannot be used in any of the other settings. Here you see that the field delimiter is a comma. In many European countries, this comma is used as a decimal separator. In order to avoid problems, I'll change the comma into a semicolon. And the last setting for file options is the line delimiter, the character that separates the various lines in the CSV file. It can be a carriage return and a line feed character, a carriage return character, a line feed character. Let's have a look at the option to format the fields in the CSV file. You can adjust the format of amounts by specifying the decimal separator, usually a dot or a comma, the number of decimals. The options All Decimals will show all the available decimals. You can set it to any number using the up and down arrows. If you want to return the all decimals option, just clear the field and select one of the other options. The format of the date fields is influenced by the option Date Separator, the option Date Format. The format of the time fields is influenced by the option Time Separator, the option Time Format. The format of the Boolean fields, true or false, yes or no, is influenced by the yes/no character option. You can specify whether you want to add the model generation date and time to be part of the CSV output. The Add Model Date option defaults to No Model Timestamp. You can specify the position of the model timestamp in the list of fields by using the up and down arrows. The value 0 will put the model timestamp as the first field of the CSV record. With the Set Format box, you can indicate whether the format settings are as they are defined in the display itself by choosing the option Display. The option ID generates the fields in the system's standard format. Click on your username in the top right part of the window to check or alter your personal settings, and then click the options Settings. There are four main options: User Information, System Settings, Field Formats, and Actions at Login. The User Information screen shows your user information, like your user type, user parameters, and your role. Next to that, you will get authorization information, showing the models that you can connect to and the various business processes that you're allowed to see. In the System Setting window, you can set your default business processes. These processes will be active after you log in. Clicking on a process activates or deactivates the process. Deselecting this option will show the full name of the process in the Business Process bar. You can select your user language in the Language box. You can specify the default number of rows to export to Excel here. Click All Results if you don't want to limit the number of records. By default selected in the Field Chooser is an option that is only relevant for users who can add fields to a list. In the section Show Technical Names, you can tick the box in column headers of lists. When ticked, it will show the technical names of the underlying SAP fields of the property in the header of the angle, just beneath the functional name. You can specify your personal favorites for the format of numbers and dates in the Field Format window. For numbers, you can choose the decimal separator, the thousand separator, the number of decibels and whether you want a thousand separator, the display units, none shows all the digits, thousands shows the number of divided by 1,000, millions shows numbers divided by 1,000,000. The currency settings, the name of the currency, the display unit, the number of decimals, and whether you want to use a thousand separator. And for the percentage settings, you can set the number of decimals, the thousand separator, the display units. The fields will then be formatted in the display in the way that you specified it here. It is always possible to adjust the display format in the list. You can even set a default for a field. In the Actions at Login window, you can indicate whether you would like to see the last executed search repeated at login, tick this box if you want that to happen, and whether you want specific angles or dashboards to be executed at login. This message shows that I don't have any angles or dashboards available to execute at startup. Execute a dashboard, edit it, tick the box Execute at Login in the general window. Now this dashboard is shown in the list in the Actions at Login window. It will automatically be executed at the next login. You can remove the action by clicking on the garbage bin.